Introduction to Data Blocks. In this video, you'll learn about data blocks. Understand that knowing about them is about to become much more important, especially as our scene starts to get more complex. Now, we have come into contact with data blocks lots, but let's now go explore them directly. So, what is a data block and its characteristics? Well, they must have unique names. So if you've got two things with the same name, Blender will append the usual 001 on them. Now they can link to each other, which is very powerful. They can even link across blend files, and that's going to become very important very soon. Okay, unused data blocks are eventually removed. Now we've seen that where we have a little 0 next to our textures or next to our materials that aren't applied to, because a material is a type of data block, and that's where we have used fake things in the past to preserve that particular data block so it's not being destroyed when closing Blender out. So sharing data blocks, here's an example of that. The same texture on many materials. The same material on many meshes. Now we've done that before, where we have several mesh objects all sharing the same base material. We've done it with a particle system. Now we've often shared and then made the data block unique. So if you cast your mind back to the rabbit we created, we started off with a particle system and then used the same particle system again and then started making on loads of different factors. And you could do the same with a mesh. You could take the same mesh data, i.e. duplicate an object, and then take it from there, making it a unique object. Okay, so let's go have a closer look at what these data blocks are and where they are in Blender. Of course, before we get started, let's press commit on our source tree, and I'm going to put in here data blocks. I don't know what it's going to be about data blocks, but I don't know what it is about data blocks for the moment, so we can amend that later on, but we know something about data blocks. So let's go hop into Blender. Okay, so we're back over in Blender and we're going to have a closer look at our building scene that we've just put together. Now, what we can do here is in the outliner have a look at all of the data blocks that exist, and that'll give you a good overview about what constitutes a data block. I'm just going to make the outliner much bigger, see what's going on, and on the outliner's header where it says all scenes, drop down we can change it to data blocks. And let's just scroll up and down there, and we will see that there are quite a few things that are actually called data blocks. So we've got our blend file data, and then it's broken down into all the little bits. Now some of this is exposed. When you were going to append these objects, you saw these other things that you could append these materials and other objects. So we have objects. Those make up all of our object data. And as we can see here, we've got this little square next to it. So that's an object data block. Most of these do have their associated icons as well, which makes it a lot easier to quickly spot what's going on. And look down here, there's another object. So this empty selection is the room test object. Let's have a closer look. There aren't any materials assigned to the scene that we haven't applied, and that's reflected here, 0 items. Let's have a closer look at meshes. This is something that we can have used to our advantage, because we have, let's just count them, 5 windows that are essentially all the same. In fact, they're supposed to be the same. So if we go ahead and open up this, we can see that there's a lot of mesh data called very odd namings. Well, not odd namings, but very useless namings. So in this case, there's something else that we need to make sure we name correctly. Not only do we need to make sure that it's named correctly in the outliner, we need to make sure that it's named correctly when it comes to the mesh data itself, so we can identify what it actually is. So let's go ahead and select one of these windows, and I'm going to go in the outliner again and go back to the scene so I can see what I have selected. So I have this one here selected. Again, that's not very descriptive at the moment. However, if we go to the mesh data down here, you will see, if we go down on the top window to the mesh data tab, which again is that little mesh icon, 3 vertices joined by edges, upside down triangle if you will, we can see that the mesh data is vert05. Now, if we click on that drop down, we can see all the other mesh data that's in our scene this time. And that is powerful because I'm going to guess here that vert001 all the way to 5 is these 5 windows. I can click on each one to check. I'm pretty certain. I think this other vert is the doorway. So let's go ahead and switch them all to vert001 to select every window and change to vert001. Of course, yours may be named slightly differently depending on how it was all set up. But there we go. Mine are now all changed, and that one there must be vert001. Okay, so now if we have a look at this drop down again, we see those zeros. Okay, now that's important because if you go and save this file now and reopen it, those bits of mesh data, although they're all the same, are going to vanish. So if that was a model or mesh data that we wanted to keep the details associated with a fake user, we don't need to do that at the moment. So what we're going to do just to demonstrate that is I'm going to save the file, which has now been done. I'm just going to click revert here. That's going to reload the file again, and because we literally just saved it, it won't look like anything happened. But if we go to this mesh data drop down, we see there's no more vert02, 3, 4, and 5. They completely gone now, they don't exist in the blend file. In fact, all of these are now sharing the same mesh data. So if we hop into edit mode, look at that. We can actually see that we're editing every single one of these. So if I go and select a face, let's just say, let's grab, oh, I need to be a bit more zoomed in to select it. Okay. There we go. This is the mesh object I'm editing, not over here. So I have to click one of these faces, and we can see it's selecting them on every single one. So if I extrude that out, it's affected every single one. Now that is very, very powerful, and looking at it, that's as if you did a duplicate link when we went in earlier and built this up by duplicating it. So if we've done a duplicate link, what that's doing in the background is saying that this mesh object shares the same mesh data block. Very important, very useful, because I'm just going to undo that blob that I've just made, so I don't want it. But let's say that we wanted put another door in just here. So we can select it and go and change it to, I'm assuming here it's vert. Okay, where's it gone? Okay, it's 90 degrees different. So I can now rotate that on the x-axis by 90. Yeah, that's the right way around. And in one quick operation, without having to find another door and duplicate it and move it, okay, we had to rotate it in that instance, but you can see that I've changed the mesh data of that object. It now looks completely different. It looks the same as this one. So that's got incredible potential depending on the complexity of your scene. You can just simply swap parts in and out. And that's where it's very important to make sure you construct your models themselves to be as modular as possible. Because that does mean you can literally swap one object out for another and have a completely different feel to your scene. Okay guys, it's challenge time. Unless a particular mesh object needs to be, remove all redundant mesh data blocks. Make sure your mesh data blocks have an appropriate and descriptive name. Pause the video now and give that a go. Okay guys, welcome back. Let's go remove all redundant mesh data blocks over in Blender. Okay, so what we should end up with in the end is literally the same number of data blocks as there are parts in our scene. Not individual parts, but unique parts. So we've got this front door here, the windows, and we've got floor planes, which is 3, 4, and 5. So there's only 5 unique mesh data blocks in the scene, so that's what we're going to shoot for. We've already done these doors, they naturally share the same mesh data. However, what I can do here is actually name that mesh data. I'm going to call that, well, I'm going to call it exactly what it is actually. So I'm going to copy the mesh itself, the object, the mesh object, and store that as the mesh name. I'm going to do that with the window. Of course, in this case, I'm going to, oh, what's going on there? 3 by 4, that's absolutely fine. By 0.025, that's the size of it. Let's copy that. Now we should find after doing that the other ones have naturally inherited that. Perfect. Right, so we've got our square here. I'm going to call it 4. That is actually what it is. I'm going to change this particular one, which is plain 006, to floor. Down there. Now I've done that, I'm going to select this one, and this one is floor, this one is floor, and just literally go through that. And then in a moment, I think there are 2 more things to do, and we'll soon find out whether or not we've got down to the right level. Okay, so now that that is done, we've got this one here. So I'm going to call, well, I don't know what to call that. Let's find the outline. Let's call it filler. That's what we do. Naught. Let's do X, Y, and Z. So 0.25 by 0.25. So 0.25 by, and they're 3 high plus 0.25, so by 3. So that is a descriptive name about what that is, and I'm going to update the mesh data name as well. So let's go ahead and fill in here. I'm just wondering whether I can do 2 at once. I'm not sure if I can. But if I can, that's much better, although it's presenting a difficult selecting. If I go here and go filler, and then just check, I think it's only changed the active one. That's changed the filler. Yeah, it does only change the active one. Filler, you can also search at the top. It's a bit unwieldy. So then, I'm going to delete this cube from the scene. It doesn't need to be there. That's removing. And this one's a bit different. This is the same sort of filler, but it is 4 wide, not 4.25. It's 4 wide. Oh, I've got to pick either X or Y. I'm going to pick X. Okay, so in order to save you the mundane task of literally watching me rename a couple of mesh objects here, I've just fast forwarded as I've whizzed around and renamed all of these parts. And I'm going to save my file real quick and invert it. There we go. So that means that I should have no extra. Yeah, and look at that. The mesh data in the scene, the data blocks are down to 5, and we confirm that in the outline. If I go into data block, the meshes, there are now 5 mesh items in here, and they have the script name. Brilliant. So the final thing to do, of course, after we've saved our blend file, is to make sure we commit those changes so we can undo them if necessary later on. So we now know it was removing redundant data blocks. So removing redundant data blocks. In fact, let's be even more descriptive. Removing redundant mesh data blocks. I stage those files using R at the time, and I'm going to press commit. Okay, brilliant. And of course, I am now in my repository that I use. This is what it's going to look like from now on. I've been keeping it nice and simple for you guys before with how yours would be looking. Mine's going to always look slightly different because it's set up around the structure of the lectures that you're watching rather than just the tasks that are going on. How did you guys get on? Please share in the discussions if you had any troubles, challenges, and I will see you guys in the next lecture.